Hey, good morning, people. Rob LaFont here. I wanted to make a quick video. Again, I don't have this all planned out, but I like to do the stream of consciousness videos. It's about around 8 o'clock here in Medellín. It's Tuesday morning. I woke up early. I was at the gym by like 6:30. I go to the park, I play a little basketball, get a workout in. And, the topic I was thinking about talking about today was that Medellín gave me a new perspective, a new look on life. And actually, I'll even go as far as saying I have a whole new identity here in Medellín. And that's what it gave me when I came here 8 years ago. I came in May of 2017 to visit, and I went back to LA and I didn't feel like I was at home anymore. And I came and moved here in August. I made a quick decision and I sold all my things. That's another story. I'll make that as another video. I have it as some videos. I'll make another one about it. And I moved here. And I remember when I first moved here, I kind of went through a time where I felt a little bit like displaced. Like at first it was like everything was new, everything was cool. But then I was like, okay, wow, I'm in a new country and I don't know very many people. And I felt very isolated. I didn't feel like myself. And I went through like a tough period. And then I met people, I made friends, I went to Parque Arví, I went to like the places and started meeting people and seeing again how awesome and vibrant the city is. And what I'll say is what started to happen as I started to feel a little bit more comfortable is that I started to get a new perspective. And that was the first thing that I got when I came here. Because I think when you grow up in a certain place, certain country, certain city, everyone talks the same way. People have a similar perspective on things. Not everyone has a similar perspective, but they come from the same place. They have, you kind of know what the deal is, what kind of people are going to say, and, what kind of different perspectives there are, at least. And I know I got, bored of that. I love where I grew up because I'm very proud of it. I grew up in Worcester, Massachusetts. And I'm proud that it's like a working class town. People think a lot of people come from the States and they have tons of money and all this stuff. And there's a lot of people, like that. But one thing I really love about it is, Worcester is, I'll say it's a city of immigrants, really. Like, there's a lot of immigrants. My family came from Lithuania. On the other side of my family came from Italy and from, they're French Canadian, from France and Canada, and then to Massachusetts. And they're like hard workers. They worked in factories, stuff after World War II and all these things. And, so I'm proud to be from there. But, leaving there, first to go to Los Angeles and then to come here to Medellín, it was the same thing that happened to me in Los Angeles. Like everything was different. It was cool, like all the style, all the healthy living, all the things that happened, the music was a big influence on me. And that's what I saw, like, when I was younger. I looked on the back of the discs and I was like, I want to go to Los Angeles where all those people are who make the music and the movies. And I got to be in that scene. I saw those people. I met those people. I met a lot of the actors, directors, producers, like the big time people who make all those records that people know, the big time stuff. But one thing that Medellín gave me is I felt like, I made a video recently that I was burnt out on Medellín. But it was funny because when I left Los Angeles, I was burnt out on Los Angeles. Like I felt like I got into that same routine and I was like, I couldn't break it. And that's one thing that I noticed that Medellín gave me is like, it broke me out of my routine. And it was like, I came here and I was just like working on some projects online. I was like, just kind of like having some time to myself to like kind of reinvent myself. And that helped me a lot. It gave me a whole new opportunity, and it gave me like a new identity, really, because like I said before in other videos, like people didn't know who I was. I didn't have like this like thing that everyone was like, oh, you're this guy in LA, you do these things. Like, I was just someone new who people didn't know about. They were very curious. They had lots of questions. And so that was cool to me. I was like, okay, I'm like, I'm someone a little bit different here. And obviously there was foreigners back then. There's a lot of foreigners, but there's even more now, right? So I was on one of those waves of foreigners, before I guess Medellín got really popular. I don't know. But all I'm saying is like, you know, in that time I started my brand, and my brand was all about creating a new vision, a new look, new perspective. Like I put the E's backwards. I don't know. I was just messing around with stuff, some brands that I really liked, Supreme and some other stuff that I took. I basically took styles from different places and mishmashed them together. That's what a lot of people do. I mean, people say, oh, you know, originality is like, I don't know, originality doesn't even exist anymore. Like Jimi Hendrix, you know, he listened to B.B. King and then he mixed that up, and you know, and so like that's what it gave me. Like the city here is like a little bit, it's chaotic. A lot of stuff is kind of like unplanned, and it gave me inspiration because it's not like, I don't know, certain places it's very organized, right? And I don't know, I think Medellin has like a happy chaos. Sometimes you're just like, wow, I'm like going around these streets or in different areas, and you just end up on this beautiful hill or a mountain or a view, and it's just like, oh, it's like a different perspective on life. For me, it was, because it was so new. And, you know, changing recently and going through my business was like a whole different challenge that I had, and I felt burnt out on that. And you know, a lot of people had the comments, and it's like people get, and I get like a lot of black and white thinking, like this or that. It's like it's either something is really bad or something is really good, but I think usually it ends up being somewhere like in between. There's like people's nature, there's you know, good things, and there's bad things, right? Everything has its ups and downs, right? It's pluses and minuses. Living in the United States has its pluses and minuses. You know, Colombia has its pluses and minuses, but I obviously have chosen to live here. This is the place that I've chosen to live. Out of all the places in the world, I traveled not like a ton, but a good amount. Like I've been to, you know, many countries, and this place felt like a home to me, and I felt comfortable here. And that's why I stayed, because I loved it here. And, you know, recently I've been thinking, oh, should I go somewhere else? Should I move somewhere else? And I've been like re-falling in love in the city. And there's all those stuff that I said was true and how I felt. I think it's funny how some people comment like, it's not like that, you know, you're stupid, or go home or do this. I'm like, I just tell my experience. And also people, if you don't like the videos, just change the channel. You don't have to watch my channel. There's a million YouTube channels. So if you don't like it, then just click on the next thing. No problem. I don't have any issue with that. And actually I like people who argue with me, because I'm just like, you're just making, it's interesting to debate, right? It's like, okay, you have a different opinion. That's cool. No problem. No hard feelings, you know? I don't take it personally. I used to. I take it a lot. I take it a lot less personally. But I'm falling back in love with the city now that I'm kind of moving on to different things. Maybe doing some work online and some different projects that people are contacting me for. And, you know, today I went to the outside gym, like I said, and it was just such a great vibe. I shot around like I used to do. This is kind of interesting because it's like I'm going back to the way that I used to be. I'm just gonna have a little bit of water. When I was a kid, I used to, you know, growing up in Massachusetts, I used to get to the court early. I used to get there like 5:30 or 6, like before school. School started like 7:20, I think. I don't remember, but I'd get there like a good hour to a couple hours before school and just shoot around, do free throws, layups, practice. And I started doing that recently. I just get up and I go over to the court and I do a couple of shots, and then I do pull-ups and get up at the gym. And it was just a great vibe today. It was people working out, like a whole range of people from all ages. They had music playing, some salsa music, some different stuff, like on a big speaker, and everyone just like having a good vibe. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. I love this. Like before work, I have like it's almost like a party. It's like at the gym, everyone's, you know, giving daps. Hey, how's it going? What's up? How you doing? How you been? How's your week? Like I get to know people. I ran into at least like 10 or 20 people that I know. And then you just start feeling good. There's a lady in the park who I talk to. I just love this lady. She's so nice. I stop to talk to her a few times a week. And she's just a lady that has a house and cleans the park and her whole front area. And we stop and talk maybe 3 to 5 minutes a few times a week. I just ask her how she's doing, and she calls me Hijo, like son. And she said today, like, we just had like such a special moment. I was like, oh, you look nice today, and like you look fresh, and it's just a beautiful morning. And she was like so happy. She's like, oh yeah, thank you. And like she had her, you know, her haircut or something. And I just told her, I was like, if you like ever need anything, you know, like, just let me know. Like, there's older people here, and it's like maybe they need a hand or something, moving something, or bringing some groceries. It's just like, I don't know. I'm not trying to say like I'm some great guy or whatever, but I just changing my attitude a little bit. Sometimes it's like, our attitudes on life is like, what can we get? What can we take? And then I think it's a whole different attitude when it's like, what can we give? Like, what can we give back to the society? And how can we help people? Look for ways to help people, help like people cross the street or have issues. Like, how can we be of help, of service to people? And I've been like really changing that perspective recently, because I was feeling a little bit like just the world was against me. The business thing didn't go well, or it was closing not the way that I wanted. And I was like resentful and angry. It was like a good month or two. I was just like, hating on people, feeling I'm alone. I spent a lot of nights just kind of on my own. Just close. I was just with like some close friends. I wasn't talking to that many people. It's kind of like a little bit. I like disappeared a little bit. Not disappeared, but just I was like, okay, I'm just gonna chill, just cook at my house. Went a couple motor rides with a friend, and a couple motor rides on my own, doing errands around the city and just chilling. But now I'm starting to feel like, again, like I'm going past that point, and possibly like I'm being reinvigorated, like maybe rebirthing something new, hopefully something new that I can offer and give to the city of Medellin. For now, that's what I want to do, is stay here. And I feel like I have a lot of ideas. Continue with the idea of LaFond Social. That's the Instagram, LaFond Social, LAFOND Social. And I'm going to start doing some events coming up soon, the next month or two. I don't have a date for anything yet, but that will start coming. Start following on Instagram. It's going to start building up stuff. It's going to show stuff around the city to do, things that I like, healthy living, events that are going on, just lifestyle stuff. And then we're going to do some cool events. I'm thinking of some different stuff to do. I'll do some of the classic events that I love to do, maybe some trivia and other things. And but I'll mix in some cool stuff that is a little bit different. So I'm having some good ideas. Like I said, I'm feeling a little bit re-energized. So I wanted to share that. People are contacting me. I was getting so many emails and responses, which I felt the love, because, like I said, I was feeling alone, and I just got like emails, Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram. People are contacting me from like all different ways about their identifying of how I felt. And so, sometimes it's like, I don't want to go on social media and say I don't feel good, but I was just like, you know what? That's how I felt. And so people can disagree with it, but it's my experience, It's like, how can you disagree with someone's experience? And so, but I just want to say that I'm starting to feel that there revived energy, and I'm asking, like, what do you all think? How are you feeling new about this new year? Like, what do you want to focus on? Where's your energy going? I think what you focus on is what grows. So if you focus on something that's negative, it's not working, it'll continue not working and being negative. But if you keep on working on something that's positive and good, then that will grow. I would like to do some events where we give back to the city. I think a lot of people do stuff for like holidays and give back, and it's Christmas time. What happened January, February, the rest of the year, like, I would like to do some stuff where we give some food to some people, to some homeless people. I've done that before. Just rode around my motorcycle, made sandwiches. I'd like to get a group together, like some social events, to just help some people in the city, just do it, to help some people out. So if anyone's like down for that, wants to like, donate or give money to it, I will 100% make sure it goes to the right place. I'd like to do I think that would probably be the next one. Maybe just make a bunch of sandwiches and just give it to a bunch of people in the city. I'll have some friends and everyone make them, and then we'll just go around and give love to people, make sure people are fed, do it in a sustainable way, maybe paper bags, and just give sandwiches and some stuff away. So I'd like to do that. If anyone's interested or has different ideas, contact me. I want to hear, what's your goals? Like, what's your vision for 2026 and beyond? Like, where are you going with your life? How do you see being of service to people? That's what I want to know. How do you see yourself being of service to people? I think that's the most important thing, one of the most important things in life. How are you of service to people? And I just appreciate you spending time with me. Keep following, keep on sending likes and comments. Keep sending me messages. I love to hear from everybody. I like to see this channel grow, and I would like to see it as a social movement, just helping people and doing cool things and having, like I said, healthy impact, healthy living, sustainable things that are good for humankind, for the city of Medellin and beyond, that teach people things. I want to be a positive impact. As I get into my older years, I'll be having a birthday next week, and I'm starting to think, I'm like, I had a lot of people that helped me out. A lot of people taught me guitar when I was learning. A lot of people I had friends that used to, LA used to take me out to dinner and just, show me the ropes and just help me out on different levels. And I like to do that for other people. So, it doesn't always have to be so formal, like help people and a certain foundation or anything. You can just help people in daily life. So that's what I'm thinking about. That's where my mind is. I appreciate you all spending time with me. I hope you got something out of this. And I hope you continue spending time with me. All right. Ciao for now. Peace.